Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. It's Tuesday. Welcome to tonight's stream. We're gonna be doing some Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Tribulations? Tribulations? How the fuck do you say that word? This is literally, like, no joke. Fucking graduate with an English degree in 2 months, have never seen the word Tribulations used in literally anything else. I think that they made it up for Ace Attorney. Tribulations. Okay. Well, anyways, hi. We're gonna be doing some Ace Attorney tonight. It's been a long time. The last Ace Attorney stream I did was October 2022. Almost said 2022? No. October 2020. That was before the election. Jesus Christ. That feels like a fucking century ago. But I've been feeling the urge. I've been feeling the urge to go back to the courtroom. I need some discourse in my life, okay? I need, like, Edgeworth to tell me how much of a schmuck I am, and then I'm like, oh, no, but you're a little schmuck. Okay, you little gay boy. Alright, listen here. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you, Robin, for the resub. 6 months. Hell yeah. Thank you, thank you. Very generous the past couple of days. I appreciate it. This is like me actually getting back into the swing of streaming, so it's appreciated, y'all. Real quick, let's talk about upcoming streams. Wednesday, tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Earthbound Ancient Cave Randomizer, which is basically a randomizer that gives you 8 different bosses to fight as you go through a big cave, and at the end you fight Gygas. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I love Earthbound. I've been meaning to try something weird with it, and I'm not playing Earthbound Beginnings. I'm sorry. I will not be streaming Friday. Kirby comes out Friday, but they're going to be replacing our internet on Friday. We're going to be going on Spectrum, so no stream on Friday, but Saturday we are going to be doing Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Maybe all the way through. I don't know how long it is. But if I'm going by how long the other Kirby games are, I was able to beat all those in one stream. But we'll see. It's a new game. And then Sunday, for Combo Pack Night, we're going to be doing Pokemon Showdown and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So look forward to that. Mario Kart was a lot of fun. I had a ruthlessly fun time with Mario Kart. Let's get started, though. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Whew. But the final out of the trilogy. Thank you, Iberus, for the resub. What the fuck is a boost train? Thank you for the resub, Iberus. 7 months. Thank you, thank you. I have no idea what a boost train is. Does anybody know what that is? What the hell? Hype Train meets Boost. A Boost Train provides a new reward for creator. As its support level increases, the stream gets boosted to more potential new viewers across Twitch. Okay. Well, we have to let the world know that I'm streaming Ace Attorney 3, I guess. I don't know. Let's get it started. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Well, Mia's, like, dead as fuck at this point, so I don't know what she's doing here. Also, like, it's been a long time since I had to do extensive, voice acting, as it were. But we'll see how I do. How did I get into this mess? Who's this guy? Mia just wanted to say hi, true? Why? Why did I do that? girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. What is happening? Phoenix, did you kill someone? It wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't do it. Okay. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Wait, we're playing as Mia? What? Oh, shit. P. Whew, it's finally time. I'm kinda nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Oh, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my labels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's alright. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean.
What? You've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see... I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh, dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see that poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No prob. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yeah, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time, I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. Love when girls are disturbed. True? True? Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had, a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. You know, I gotta be honest though, that's a better name than Doug Walker. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology? That's how I say that? I should know this. I should know this. Love how present-day Mia was like the seasoned mentor and past Mia is like, I promise I know what I'm doing, hahaha. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death in this photo. Your reputation for... This is too many words. Sagacity? Sagacity? Alright, Payne, stop talking like a pretentious fuck and start sounding like an actual human being. Sagacity. Sega City where Sonic lives? True. Did you guys see the fucked up... Well, it was sent in the server, so I'm assuming most people here would have seen it, but have you guys seen the fucked up, like, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie, like, Xbox controllers where they're, like, covered in fur? Why? Dog, nobody wants to play with a controller that has, like, hair. That's just gonna stink. Dog, you're like sweaty hands over like the fur of the controller? That's like disgusting. Literally. It's already unsanitary as is. Microsoft, you're insane. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Oh, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it?
The cause! Go on!
Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
Oh, my hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record! I think I can see that by pressing the R button.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed the R button here. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Fatal electric shock. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. The power line broke. The power line broke. You're all the dumbest people I've ever met. I wonder how the person could have died. There's only a snapped power line in the background. I bet it was a stun gun. You people make me sick. Got body massage, true. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie! I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. The Twitter link text is still viewer matches. You just got coconut mauled and you think that's awesome for lawyer game? Yeah, whenever I post stuff on Twitter, it always shows like an old title rather than the current one. It's weird. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift.
I'm like changing voices for this guy. Whatever, he's got like an old man voice.
They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence?
No need to get worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it in the old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady.
Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are there as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R button, so be sure to go over it all.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Dog, Phoenix's, like, girlfriend in college looks like a fairy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this looks like Tinkerbell to me. Yeah, it's her eyeballs, too. She's like the XY fairy type gym leader, literally. Yeah, no, Phoenix Wright is bi. I can't get over, like, Winston Payne's face here. You know what he looks like? Like, I always say that Adam Sandler is, like, the next evolution from humans, from, like, chimps to humans. That's what Winston Payne looks like. He looks like a monkey that directly evolved into a human. Just like Adam Sandler. Anyways. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. Why would he kill her over her if She already left him.
Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking what he wants.
Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fay? It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent. Right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means, what did you do before you were arrested? Oh. I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that, but I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I would... Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Bro, he's an Anglophobe? He deserved to die. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. It looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... this witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If the witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
But... Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie? A contradiction? If I was Phoenix, I'd just ask for the death penalty at this point. Your Honor, I would like to request the death penalty. Mr. Wright! You're in here for a parking violation! Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You really think someone would do that, just go into court and tell lies? You wouldn't do that to me, would you? I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I'm not gonna do like this. This is like, that's too much. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even wanted to talk to that stuck-up British wannabe. Okay. Yeah, that's the Unboxo Man voice. Phoenix art student to law student pipeline. How many people do you think that's happened to? let's save real quick. Oh, look, it's all my Justice for All saves. Wow. Let's go. Oh, let's get some new saves in here. Went from art student to STEM student, but not law. So it's related to the girlfriend. They both went to the same school, but I don't... Like that his hair was always like that. I'm fucking up the tutorial. Okay, so it's not the girlfriend. There's only so much I can do here. Does it have to do with the photo? I don't know. Wait, I can press people on things. I forgot about that. I can press him. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered. Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyways. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? You say you found the body, so who called the police? Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? I can only do coughing, I can't pretend to sneeze. Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I... So, you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Now see here! You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day! Well... I guess I did know his name. News to me! Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Hi, young love. So bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? But, well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me! I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Weird. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right! I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff. See? It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor? What is it now? Who is this person, anyway? This Union Jack fellow? The Union Jack is the name of the... Wait, the judge didn't know that? How fucking old is the judge? He doesn't know what the Union Jack is? Dog. Oh, fuck. That got me. Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? I lose my fucking mind. As usual, Your Honor. Your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. They have to explain it to the audience somehow? I'm 21 years old, I know what the Union Jack is! How old are the people playing Ace Attorney that they wouldn't know what the British flag is? I guess I don't know all the flags of the world, but I know that much, at least. 13? Dog, you take, like, world history at that point. And most of world history revolves around the Brits. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Mia, there is a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg.
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, do you think you can manage it on your own from here?
1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. They should have had Payne smugly explain that it's only called the Union Jack on the mast of a ship. True.
You mustn't try and bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia. One more time from the very beginning of his testimony. Well, the Union Jack on the back of his shirt, that's so easy to prove. He doesn't have one there. Objection! Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Also, good night, Sebastian. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there, on his back. Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then You wouldn't know that, would you? Also, good night, Zip. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me! Please forgive me!
Yeah, you've made our client cry.
Let him! That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble across the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medication for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand? Like Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right! It kills colds good! Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X!
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have to identify the killer as Phoenix Wright.
What? I'm sorry, roll that back by me again? He wanted to reveal Phoenix Wright as the killer? As the person who died? So he stole the medicine from Phoenix Wright, who's the guy who killed him? Like, I guess you could argue, oh, he must have had some time to live after he died, but why would his first thought to be to grab the bottle of cold medicine?
Order! Order in the court! Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into record.
Maybe he had a cold? Yeah, probably. That's, like, literally all I'm thinking. Is that he just was like, hey, man, do you have any cold medicine? Yeah, sure. And then, like, a wire snapped. And that's what happened.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks! My poor hemorrhoids!
The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright! That's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
Sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Had you ever met the victim before then? Think if I was an Ace Attorney defendant, I'd just tell the truth. True? No, never. But that day, he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is my, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
What? What was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dahlia Hawthorne was the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow.
Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the Alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist? I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that ran on high-voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for more details. So, you are absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time classes end. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping something up. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
Do I want to try and press him on the other thing? About the department? I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Not true, we're just fiddling with saline solution and water and shit. What, you don't do, like, alchemy? Are you saying that Phoenix Wright is not realistic? Next you're gonna tell me that lawyers don't actually do this shit. Ah, come on. I don't believe you. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. So, what was it you were talking about? You know. That maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. So, you say you went back. Yeah. That's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right. I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw? Mia is just like beating the shit out of Grossberg. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met approximately at the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. It's the electrical wire! This is so simple! It's in the background! Unless they're saying, because it was electrocution. For a brief second, I was like, I don't know, overdose? But no, it's like, they said electrocution. There's a fucking electrical wire that broke right there. This is simple. This is 3rd grade. Your Honor? Yes, Miss Faye? I believe that if we were to piece everything together that we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate the arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? How long has this trial been? None of you thought to look at the wire? But nothing here looks like a murder weapon. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? Well, naturally, it's right here. What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe. Your Honor, remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high-voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high-voltage cable! Yes, the high-voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something beside the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo.
As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean?
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Dog, that's like so much work.
Order! 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 That's enough! I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg?
My hemorrhoids never lie. This show is over, Mia. I knew the boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No! You're wrong! Mr. Wright is innocent!
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor!
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright?
You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute! Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further.
I did it.
I admit it! I pushed him! It's my fault!
Girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your own sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that!
What you just said! Was that the truth?
Yes. I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please, please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear. I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. Oh, I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
It feels my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
What? What? What?
This was way before the meme song. The meme song was like 2013. Hold on. Google, when did the Harlem Shake come out? Harlem Shake released 2013. Well, yeah, when was the dance? Google, when did the Harlem Shake dance come out? 1981.
Alright, fair. The dance was initially called the All B. Fucking whatever. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. In that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, that explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him back, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that is, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Fay, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that'll prove it. So, what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep.
Well, Miss Fay, you heard him yourself.
Oh, boy, you're not doing yourself any favors, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just... Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right! There was nothing like that at all!
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing?! Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt! Jesus Christ.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue with the testimony, witness.
A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that! What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, you said that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha, could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. They love showing that cutscene. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kinda like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well... I don't know, I guess. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add up the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, it was, right there under him. Actually, if I hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it from myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late at night at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
My stomach is not going to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia.
I'm so sorry.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
I'll be right back also. I have to take out the garbage. Enjoy. By the way, exclamation point tips for the coffee if you want to donate. Yeah. Anything else? Join the Discord. I'll be right back. I'm back. Hi. YouTube is so weird lately. It's been so slow. Tried to play another song at me. But hi, I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition? Well, yeah. But like I said, I got worried about him later. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Nope. Nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer.
Unless we find something that shows his innocent from that testimony, my dear.
Oh shit! Thank you, Robin, for the resub? Wait. It let you resub twice in one night? Let's go. Thank you for the 7 months.
I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Wait. Am I looking too into this, or is he not on top of that umbrella and that's strange? I'm glad we're all in agreement here. It means I'm a genius. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right!
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No! Order! 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 The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Let's go, I'm a genius of the courtroom.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But...
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Well done, Mia.
Mr. Payne, what What are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is the witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious. Yeah, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
This has to be the longest first case we've done so far. We're over an hour in. Still going? Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy! You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem.
Dolly and we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyways, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here! Take a look at this! She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She said she had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle of mine is filled with my memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
The Unboxo-Man Day!
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Hey, does anybody know exactly what year this part of the game takes place in? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse.
Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases. Am I correct?
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid what you will have will not be enough, my dear.
I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving. It's 2013, which means Grossberg heard the remix. Oh god. And then 2 years after that incident, Unboxo Man happened. Or I guess 3 years. Because that would have been August 27th, 2012. Yo, people were murdering? Don't you have, like, the end of the world to worry about in 2012? That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Oh, wow, this is even a two-parter. April 11th. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Yeah, I don't know. She looks scary. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel! I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You were all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine! Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the Enough! That's the second time! 3 strikes, you're out! No more! If I see another fucking, like, decade-old meme, I'm gonna scream. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeney wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her about 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. A young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? No one's grandma yet, girlie. Okay, let's press. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeney, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu with poetry.
Oh, how wonderful! It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Bro, what the fuck? I wish I learned that. Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. I mean, that's what most poetry is, to be fair. No, I'm joking. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courtroom, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? So, who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating about until 8 months ago. So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? Please, go on. What did you see next?
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never.
Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition.
Alright, we're just saying shit tonight? You want to tell me about, like,
Your Honor, I believe that Mia Fey is simply engaging in a little bit of Gangnam Style. Yeah, Your Honor, I believe that the witness is simply doing a rickroll on all of us. That is, she has no supporting. But please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. You didn't see it. Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only 2 of them at the scene? The defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow?
Yes, that's right. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yeah, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. Oh, you gotta press further. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew that what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. So, did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Well, these statements contradict themselves. It didn't look like they were fine, and you didn't hear anything unusual, but everybody was, like, super fucking excited to come outside and see what was going on. Like, what? Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Didn't hear anything unusual? Wait. Didn't hear anything unusual. No, wait, I didn't mean to press. Hold on. That's not what I meant to do. So you didn't hear anything, not even an umbrella snap? Well. What? That's not it. Okay, fuck. Wait. The testimony. The testimony is the one that says the umbrella made a snap sound. Never mind. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yeah. That was why I was so relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you are really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp sound like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? But by all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there aren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes? What about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, the cause of death was electrocution. Isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh, I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Literally, though? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the defense was actually accidental? All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking the not guilty now.
I'm hurt how you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit.
And who is this Fuck, man. English is so hard. Affidavit.
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read at the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying because the equipment lost power?
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that.
Payne talking big shit for someone that didn't notice the electrical cables early on in the case. He literally just, like, didn't mention it because he thought, like, oh, I can get away with it. Dumb bitch.
Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of this severed cable?
Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try and gain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Oh, shit.
It was me.
Oh, this feels like a trick question. You know what I mean? What if it was Dolly? Dahlia. That feels like too much of a reach to make at this point. But also, I feel like that's where this is leading. Might have been Phoenix. I feel like if I say it was Phoenix, then that completely fucks over my case. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, yeah, the defendant hit into the cable. Oh shit, wait. That's Ace Attorney? There's no fucking way the answer is Phoenix. That's like that's like... If I present a person, it'll be implied that they sabotaged it. Yeah, exactly. I think we have to do Dahlia. I think that the way this court case is going is that Dahlia did it. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor. Okay, no. Maybe it is Phoenix. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. Yeah, no penalty, I'll take it.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Wait, we're just saying he's guilty then.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See that umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was the impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. I have no idea. This is like going over my head.
Order! Order in the court!
The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true! The defense is absolutely correct!
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation, she said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but then Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. You're literally right. She, like, gets into arguments with, like, teenagers on Twitter. I mean, I guess she's only, like, 20. I'm saying that. I'm, like, 21. But you know what I mean? Like, 20 is not that far removed from being a teenager. You probably would still be getting into Twitter fights with them. I'm not, though. Not me, though. So after being shoved... Actually, funny story about that. There was, like, a teenager who replied to one of my posts. I had made a post a long time ago about how I thought it was awesome how, like, weird shit was in Gen 3, like, the weird, like, Reggie puzzles and, like, Mirage Island and shit. And they were, like, trying to debate me about, like, oh, do you think that's good game design? Do you think that's good game design? And I was just like, listen, I am 21 years old. I don't have time to debate a minor about Pokemon Generation 3. I have, like, things to worry about. They stopped replying after that. Thank you, Joey, for the 10-month resub. Thank you, thank you. Would be the funniest character to get into a Twitter argument with? Fuck, I don't know. Arlo? Well, Arlo is, like, a YouTuber. That's not, like, a character. Like, yeah, Arlo does, like, the Muppet bit, but he's, like, a guy. Harry? In Ace Attorney. Funniest character to get into an argument on Twitter with? The monkey. Yeah, the monkey. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Wendy Oldbag? True. Dude, Wendy Oldbag would get in, like, drama with you over, like... I don't know, like, MASH. Point of view, Edgeworth doxes you for saying Steel Samurai fell off. This is the case where Winston Payne has swag? Is that what we're calling his pompadour? That's really funny. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. Mr. Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeney. So that's why you basically lied to the court. I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge. Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury. Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright? Wait, then Phoenix would get in trouble for the same thing. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all! The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley girl is friendlier than that girl. Oh wait, a dark alley. Wait, I'm a dip. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Wait, I'm supposed to be pressing her. You're saying that you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a little bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeney really is scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. So, let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold.
Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would give each the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
Your Honor, I loved seeing them beat the shit out of each other. It was so masculine of them.
And what happened after that?
But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeney wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. It occurred in less than a minute. Old power cable broke 2:55 p.m. and time of death was 3 p.m. Wait. Wait. I wish I could present two pieces of evidence at the same time. It's fine, one of them was right. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine that I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55. Ah!
Would you care to explain this to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during that interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order! Order in the court! What is this all about? This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing at that time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order? Miss Faye, what I mean to say, that is...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very hands. Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do nothing.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you are.
Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
You? What is it?
Please strike everything the defense just said now from the record.
What the?
Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Leave my Dolly alone.
That boy. He's gotten himself quite in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived at just the nick of time. I found the police report that that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation in hand.
By the way, I just want to say, I don't know how much longer this case is, but I think we're only going to do this case tonight. We'll probably be ending early, but that's okay. I have stuff I need to do to prepare for tomorrow, so.
That is, go ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally met. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony?
What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence to suggest that she, in fact, had very good reason. Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. I first met my darling Feeney 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courtroom's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. I first met my darling Feeney 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very court. Hold on. I need to press her. Need to stop just reading. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes, I'm a real fool, you know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down a correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judge Eni. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The courthouse reading room? That's a very strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeney was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case, I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I'd come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Ho ho ho! That sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff? Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like this? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Damn! Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. What the fuck? How old is Mia? Mia literally said your boyfriend is mid. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. He's telling the truth. I was truly, truly shocked. Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. Cow dung? She's 24 here? Is there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be.
Our investigation also shows that this was a clean breakup. Huh. Are you sure? Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see... What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife. He's literally having a wife guy moment. It's so funny. No one cares, Mr. Payne. She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony. Ah, suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Things people that definitely aren't divorced say. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? I accidentally said tragedy. Don't know what's funnier, Payne being divorced or Payne being a wife guy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eyes, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order! 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 This is unbelievable! It's true, then. The loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorn. Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness. Winston Payne will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me. Go right on ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Man, they love the joke of Grossberg's hemorrhoids. This is their favorite joke. The joke of Grossberg hemorrhoids, I guess. Normal guy. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 tablespoons. Or teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. She would know because she was dating Doug, and Doug does the pharmaceuticals with the chemicals. However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to this report, you are being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing to do with this case. Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you. You heard that man. Now that is truly love, young lady. Oh, Fanny, please. Those two really are making me ill. Albeit for decidedly different reasons. I left my seat for a moment, and that's when it happened. How long were you gone? I've already answered all questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't poop. Just like the 1-2 punches. The absolute 1-2 punches tonight. Like, every 30 minutes, it feels like there's a new punchline that, like, straight up decks me in the jaw. They really were having a normal one. You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time. Oh, Fanny, please. The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh? And where would something like that come from? I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said it was something about advanced chemical processes to purify it. Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive. Better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? And that's the reason they didn't arrest you. Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right. And I think we've all had enough of Mrs. Faye's questions. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. Then all we gotta do is establish a way how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now, just how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things? Judge saying impressive made me realize your voice or him sounds like Oak. That was the idea, though. That, like, old man voice is just Professor Oak. I specifically, like, think of, like, Pokemon Snap Professor Oak, where he's like, you were close! Although I think the Professor Oak, like, voice is, like, deeper than I do it. But, like, do I look like I could do a deeper old man voice? I've only got so much range, man. You know? I didn't mean to press. Present. Not what it... I forgot the controls of the fucking visual novel. I'm playing a visual novel, I don't know the controls.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. Yeah, why are we painting him as like a pharmacy student when he's like very clearly like a chemistry student? In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could have never obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You. No!
Order! Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless
May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. But the cold killer! Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? She got me good with that.
Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia in the entire courthouse, and yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse this young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container?
No, wait. It's not the cold killer. It was in the necklace. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Ace Attorney moment, literally.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it, Miss? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would have given her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No! Ah!
Let's fucking go.
Order! Order in the court!
On behalf of Dolly, I object!
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love. I haven't heard anybody say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyways? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. Well, it's obviously not the first one. But keep him quiet doesn't seem reasonable either. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you'd love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Wright's got it bad? Yeah, he's got it down bad. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it to her back. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Ah! Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away! Bailiff, hurry! After him!
Mia! Mia! Are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible!
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we going to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. I ate it.
You what? You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew on it into little bits first, but yeah.
Ugh.
What the?
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do, and it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life, which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner for you, like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I'd like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright! I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day. The day I met Doug Swallow. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your own sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about her. Last night, someone stole some poison from her lab. But poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could have only been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched next to him.
What?
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too then, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense then believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye,
if you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, she was going to kill Phoenix. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix, right? There's no one else that it could have been.
But how could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time, but there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. By the way, did you know that he shows this bottle to everyone he meets?
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Faney, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut and about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne?
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, hey, old man,
Are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish this up already. I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia! If you keep pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. For pressing the girl who's leaving? What? No. You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't think I have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid a very harsh verdict will immediately be passed down on Mr. Wright.
What is happening? Why? Why is this how this is going? I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headline for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Dude, I forgot how crazy this series is. Is it the bottle of Cold Killer? Is there poison in the Cold Killer? That's the only thing I have on the top of my head right now. Give it a go. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, is that she already put poison on the Cold Killer. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X? Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the
poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are ya? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey?
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Miss Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being, well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes?
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish y'all the best. Whew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see, yes?
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Spit it out. We're all waiting to hear it. Oh my god, he's balding.
My beautiful hair, no, no.
She's why he's bald? He literally went bald in real time. He literally malded. He's literally malding. The first person to mald.
Mr. Payne?
About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising.
I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Honor?
Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Miss Payne, Mr. Payne. This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
Can't be true.
My dear Dolly.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright,
not guilty.
This court is adjourned.
Mia, you are wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them? You're scaring chat.
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is what we veterans lawyers who have seemed to lost sight of it.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. Dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the Dolly I know could have never said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're probably right. That's for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. His hemorrhoid affliction was added by Shu Takumi on a fluke. He has admitted that if he had written the character on a different day, then he might not have been in the mindset to give him that quirk. Yeah. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom, but that is a story for another day. Surprised Winston didn't immediately have a mental breakdown in the game's first case immediately upon seeing Phoenix and Mia? Literally. Alright. Let's start this case real quick. Let's, like, see the opening dialogue, and then we'll stop. The time is 1 a.m. Beep. Beep. Dude, the Mario Kart? Oh, no, it's just a safe.
Detective, we made it! Whew! A relief. But the jewel is still safe. You said it, pal. It must have been our rock-solid security. Would you mind opening the safe just to double-check? Ah! We've been had!
Mask to mask.
Out front! Guards! Turn on the searchlights.
Better luck next time, gentlemen. Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. Oh, I'm gonna have a field day voicing this guy. We shall meet again when the moon is full. Hey, Nick! Get a load of this. Hey, are you listening to me? You can clean the toilet later. This is important. What are you freaking out about now? Today will be the last time you talk to me that way. Huh? We're about to hit the big time. Big time? And what do you mean by we? You don't mean you and me are... Don't be silly. I'm talking about me and Pearly, of course.
Hello, it's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Nick.
Pearls, you haven't changed a bit. Wait, what are you doing here anyway?
Haven't you heard, Mr. Nick? Here, take a look at this.
What's this? Some kind of poster? Curane Village. Isn't that... That's right, that's our hometown. Pearly and mine, that is. What's this about treasures from the boonies? Very funny. You can laugh all you want, but you'll be singing another tune tonight. Tonight? What about tonight?
The Treasure of Curane exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoters sent us some special VIP entry passes.
That's why I dressed up extra special today. What do you think, Nick? Same Maya, different day. This young lady here is Maya Fey, the younger sister of Mia Fey, my friend and mentor. I first met her 2 years ago. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then... I've been the one who's been keeping this law office afloat from behind the scenes. Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium, and a bit of a shady character. Hey, who are you calling shady? And this little girl is Pearl Fey, but I usually call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin and a spirit medium in training herself.
I know I'm a bit young, but I want to help in any way I can, Mr. Nick.
Curane Village is the home of the mysterious Curane channeling technique. And Maya here is a daughter of that... Yeah, sorry. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. This is a real thing, alright. Earth to Nick, how long are you gonna make two gorgeous women like us wait?
Yes, Mr. Nick, I can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibit.
Looks like I don't get a choice here. Might as well head on out. Lordly Taylor, the city's fanciest and most expensive department store. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. Wow, this is awesome! Yeah, you can make even the cheapest junk look great. It all depends on how you display it.
Oh, they even have the dusty old hanging scroll that was in the Fey Manor storeroom.
Oh yeah, I remember scribbling on that when I was a little girl. On a family heirloom? Say, Nick, the person in charge of this exhibition is waiting for us in the basement warehouse. Alright, I guess we should go on and say hello. Alright. Part 1, Investigation. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed tonight. Sorry it's a bit short, but I do have stuff I need to do before I go to bed. So, you know, it is what it is. But thank you all for joining me for tonight's Ace Attorney. Maybe we'll do this again next Tuesday? We have to wait for Godot just a little bit more. I'm glad we're back in Phoenix Wright too. This is a lot of fun. Great stuff. It's probably best that I also wean into this slowly because I think my throat's already getting a little scratchy from doing so many character voices. But that is going to be it for tonight's stream. I want to thank you all for coming. Hope you all have a good night and take care. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing Earthbound Randomizer. Not going to be streaming Thursday or Friday, but Saturday, I'll be doing Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Maybe the whole game, not sure yet. And then on Sunday, for Combo Pack Night, we'll be doing Pokemon Showdown and Mario Kart 8. So yeah, have a good night, everybody. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow with some Earthbound Randomizer. Take care.